Manny Pacquiao knocks those cocky fighters and ends him. They talked, he smiled, they fell. This is what happens when this Filipino assassin, thinking his quiet demeanor meant weakness. Manny Pacquiao, the smiling assassin who transformed trash talk into unconscious bodies and shattered egos. Today, we witness the careful dismantling of boxing's most arrogant fighters by the deadliest humble warrior in combat sports history. Welcome to Punch Club, fellas. Here we go. The silent predator emerges, 1995 to 2001. Born on December 17, 1978 in the forgotten corners of the Philippines where hope dies and young dreams cost too much, Pacquiao drew his first breath. He didn't just grow up poor. He grew up invisible. While other kids ate 3 meals, he was grateful for one. At 14, this kid made the desperate choice that changed everything. Leaving his family to chase the impossible in Manila's brutal streets, boxing became his language when words weren't enough. His salvation when nothing else worked. But what started as survival would become the deadliest weapon against arrogance the sport had ever seen. By 1995, this teenage terror was collecting victims faster than paychecks. Opponent after opponent fell to combinations they never saw coming. But the boxing world had no idea they were watching the birth of the greatest humble destroyer in history. April 28, 2001. Marked the first lesson of what happens when fighters mistake quiet confidence for weakness. Voyage in Private, April 28, 2001. The Thai learns respect. Voyage in Private, a seasoned Thai warrior who thought he can handle the rising storm from General Santos City. This battle-tested veteran had no idea he was about to become the first victim in boxing's most legendary killing spree. On April 28, 2001, Kitawapan City became ground zero for devastation. For 5 rounds, Private tried to use his experience in clinch work to slow down the young Filipino hurricane, but every time he got inside, Pacquiao slipped his head to the side and fired back with lightning-fast left hands that caught Private completely off guard. For 5 rounds, Pacquiao methodically dissected every flaw in Private's game. Each combination was surgical. Each counter was perfect. The Thai fighter kept swinging for the fences while Pacquiao built toward something spectacular. Then round 6 happened, and it was pure murder. 1 minute, 47 seconds. Private threw a wild right hand that found only air. Pacquiao's counter left hook found only the chin. The sound echoed through the arena like a gunshot as Private collapsed in a heap. His confident prediction now a painful memory. The first lesson was complete, but what Private suffered was just a warm-up compared to what came next. A fighter with a 32-fight winning streak who believed numbers made him invincible. Was he right? Pride Sawayam, October 26, 2002. 32 wins means nothing. 1 year later, Pride Sawayam arrived carrying something special, a perfect 32-fight winning streak and the unshakable belief that streaks meant everything. This Thai destroyer had carved through opponents like paper, each victory building his legend and his ego in equal measure. He was about to learn that luck had nothing to do with what was coming. The bell rings and Sawayam comes forward, throwing hard right hands, trying to establish his jab. Pacquiao immediately starts circling to his left, making Sawayam miss. Then, about 45 seconds in, Sawayam throws a lazy jab and Pacquiao slips it perfectly to his right. Pacquiao comes back with a crushing left hook that catches Sawayam flush on the temple. The Thai champion's eyes rolled back instantly, but he was still standing. So Pacquiao began. The killer he is immediately follows up with a devastating right cross that lands clean on the chin. Sawayam went down like he got hit by a truck, face first, completely unconscious before he hit the canvas. In 180 seconds, a 32-fight winning streak became ancient history. Sawayam would later tell Thai media he never saw the punches that ended a streak. Some victories make statements. This was an execution. The Pac-Man had just announced to the world no winning streak was safe, no champion was untouchable. But Mexico was sending legends next, and legends don't fall easily. Could Pacquiao survive a master boxer? Eric Morales, the first, March 19, 2005. El Terrible makes his point. March 19, 2005, Eric Morales, Mexican royalty with the skills to back up every boast. 4 division titles, legendary wars with Marco Antonio Barrera, and the quiet confidence of a man who'd conquered everything. But just as the opening bell rang, the impossible happened, and just as people predicted. Round 1 through 4. Pacquiao comes out throwing his usual combinations, but Morales is ready. Every time Manny throws his left hand, Morales steps back and counters with sharp right hooks that snap Pacquiao's head to the side. Round 5, Pacquiao rushes in throwing combinations. Morales times him perfectly with a short right cross that catches Manny coming in. The punch opens a deep gash over Pacquiao's right eye, and blood starts pouring down his face. Now Morales really goes to work. He keeps landing that right hand every time Pacquiao tries to get inside. Pacquiao is throwing more punches, but Morales is landing the cleaner, harder shots. The unanimous decision was never in doubt. Neither was the lesson. Respect is earned against elite competition. The defeat stung like acid in Pacquiao's veins. For 10 months, he studied every second of that fight, upgrading his arsenal and sharpening his killer instinct. But would evolution be enough against a man who's already solved them? Erik Morales, number 2. January 21st, 2006, the same venue. 10 months of obsession had transformed defeat into deadly motivation. Under Freddie Roach's guidance, the frustrated fighter had evolved into something terrifying, a complete destroyer with a photographic memory of every slight. This wasn't the same fight. Pacquiao's new right hand was landing like artillery shells, each impact snapping Morales' head back with vicious authority. The boxing master was outboxed by his former student. In just 2 minutes into round 10, Pacquiao backs Morales to the ropes with a jab-cross combination. Morales tries to fire back with a right hook, but Pacquiao ducks under it and comes up with a left uppercut that snaps Morales' head back. Then, boom, a thunderous left hook to the ribs drops Morales to one knee, clutching his side in agony. The referee's intervention was mercy, not controversy. Morales had been systematically destroyed by a fighter who'd learned that defeat is just another teacher. But with the series tied 1-1, who would break when everything was on the line? Erik Morales, number 3. It's November 18th, 2006. The trilogy demanded a conclusion, and both warriors knew only violence would provide it. Series tied 1-1, legacies on the line, and 8 months of anticipation building toward something special. Morales came to prove that experience still mattered. Pacquiao came to prove that evolution never stops. One would leave Vegas a legend, the other would leave Vegas finished. 2 rounds of elite boxing built the tension. Both men landed, both men hurt, both men knowing the end was coming soon. Round 3 would determine who delivered it. And just when no one expected, lightning struck 3 times in 3 minutes. Knockdown 1, a left hand that announced intentions. Knockdown 2, combination that ended arguments. Knockdown 3, the right hook that ended careers. El Terrible never got up from the 3rd knockdown because there was nothing left to get up for. The trilogy was complete. The legend was finished, and Pacquiao had announced himself as Mexico's new nightmare. But could the little Filipino touch what he couldn't reach against boxing's biggest star with a 5-inch advantage? Oscar De La Hoya. December 6, 2008, Oscar Golden Boy De La Hoya brought everything to Las Vegas. 6 division titles, movie star looks, a 5-inch reach advantage that seemed insurmountable. At 147 pounds, he was a welterweight. Pacquiao was a guest. The opening bell triggered something nobody expected. De La Hoya starts out trying to use his jabs and size advantage, but Pacquiao immediately starts darting in and out, landing quick left jabs to the body and getting out before Oscar could counter. You can see De La Hoya looking confused by the speed. Round after round, the impossible became inevitable. De La Hoya couldn't touch what he couldn't see, couldn't hurt what he couldn't hit, couldn't solve what he couldn't understand. By round 8, the Golden Boy was fool's gold. Pacquiao backs Oscar to the ropes and starts unloading combinations. Left hook to the body, right hook upstairs, left uppercut, left cross. Oscar's face is swelling up, his left eye is closing, and he looks completely helpless. After round 8, Oscar couldn't even see out of his left eye. His corner threw in the towel. The Golden Boy had been destroyed so completely that he never fought again. Career over. Legend retired by a man half his size. One performance had created a global superstar while ending a legend. But what happens when the cocky fighter brings an entire nation convinced their undefeated champion can't be touched? Ricky Hatton, May 2nd, 2009. May 2nd, 2009, Ricky Hitman Hatton swaggered into Vegas like he owned the place. Unbeaten at light welterweight, confident in his pressure style and absolutely certain that his beer and pies routine masked elite-level boxing skills. Hatton declared with British certainty that Pacquiao fought with the same style every fight. The confidence was real. The prediction was about to become tragically incorrect. Freddie Roach fired back with his own prediction and said Hatton's gonna get hit, man, and a lot. But even Roach couldn't have predicted how right he'd be or how quickly. Round 1, Hatton comes out aggressively, trying to rough Pacquiao up on the inside. The Englishman lay motionless for 30 minutes while paramedics attended to his shattered pride and fractured consciousness. This fat Englishman never fought the same again. But what happens when trash talk crosses into something unforgivable? Someone mocks a sick man for laughs? Antonio Margarito. November 13, 2010, Cowboy Stadium hosted 50,000 fans at one of boxing's most personal grudge matches. Antonio the Tijuana Tornado Margarito, at 5'11", Mexican monster with concrete hands and a granite chin that had never been broken. This was supposed to be Pacquiao's impossible challenge, a man too big, too strong, and too dangerous for a 5'6" Filipino to handle. But Antonio had committed an unforgivable sin, mocking Freddie Roach's Parkinson's disease on camera. The footage was sickening. Margarito and Brandon Rios, giggling like children, were imitating Roach's tremors, making jokes about his medical condition, showing zero human decency. But what they didn't know was that they had awakened something dangerous in Pacquiao. Just after the opening bell, Margarito comes out trying to use his size, throwing hard jabs and right hands, but Pacquiao is moving like a ghost, slipping punches by inches and firing back with lightning-fast combinations. Every time Margarito throws, Pacquiao fires 3 punches back. Rounds 4 through 6. This is where Pacquiao really starts cooking. He begins targeting Margarito's right eye with pinpoint left hands, jab, left cross, left hook, all landing on the same spot. By round 6, you can see Margarito's right eye starting to swell. Round 7 through 9, Pacquiao was landing at will. Left uppercuts when Margarito ducks, left hooks to the body, straight left hands down the middle. At round 10, Margarito's right eye is completely swollen shut. Blood is pouring from cuts all over his face, and he can barely see. At round 11, Pacquiao landed a left hook that opened another cut, and he actually gestured to the referee like, "Look at this face, man." But Margarito was too tough to quit. Then came the final scoreboard: 120 to 108, 119 to 109, 118 to 110. One judge gave Pacquiao every single round. The man who mocked Parkinson's disease required immediate surgery and never fought at the elite level again. Some victories transcend sport. This was a moral reckoning. But could Father Time finally do what no trash talker ever could? At 40, was Pacquiao finally vulnerable? Keith Thurman, July 20th, 2019. It was July 20, 2019. Keith Thurman had spent months crafting the most disrespectful campaign in Pacquiao's history. Religious mockery, retirement threats, and personal insults designed to penetrate the humble champion's legendary composure. "I want to crucify Pacquiao," Thurman declared blasphemously. "Time to send him into a permanent retirement. When legends retire, they don't come back." But this young champion was playing with forces he didn't understand. Those close to Pacquiao noticed something different. The humble warrior was furious, not emotional, but cold, calculated, and dangerous. Round 1, both fighters come out swinging for the fences. Thurman lands some good right hands early, and you're thinking maybe the young lion is the old king's number. But then, with about 30 seconds left in the round, something magical happens. Thurman throws a jab. Pacquiao slips into his right hand. Thurman follows with a right hand, and Pacquiao ducks under it. Then Pacquiao fires a quick left hook to Thurman's body to set him up. As Thurman drops his hand to protect his ribs, Pacquiao immediately comes upstairs with a perfect right hook that catches Thurman flush on the chin as he's moving backwards. Boom! Down goes the undefeated champion. Rounds 2 through 5, Pacquiao is feeling it now, following with straight left hands that keep snapping Thurman's head back. By round 5, Thurman's nose started bleeding from all those sharp jabs. Round 6 through 9, Thurman starts to fight back, landing some hard rights that catch Pacquiao on the temple. But every time Thurman gets momentum, Pacquiao fires back with vintage combinations that shut down his offense. Round 10 brought a body shot from hell. This is where Pacquiao showed he still had that killer instinct. About halfway through the round, Thurman throws a right hand that barely misses. Pacquiao immediately counters with a vicious left hook to the liver that drops Thurman to one knee internally. Thurman didn't go down. but he was hurt so bad that he had to take his mouthpiece out just to breathe properly. You could see him moving around the ring, trying to survive. Split decision victory for Pacquiao, making him the oldest welterweight champion in boxing history while silencing the biggest mouth in the division. At 40 years old, Pacquiao schooled a champion 10 years younger. Speed conquered youth. Experience conquered size. Humility conquered arrogance, just like it always. These cocky fighters learned the same truth in boxing as in life. Respect cannot be demanded, only earned. Manny Pacquiao's legacy transcends championships and records. He proved that true strength whispers while weakness shouts. The most dangerous opponents are often the quietest ones, and that humility paired with elite skill creates the perfect destroyer. From poverty to greatness, from student to teacher, from unknown to immortal, Pac-Man's journey reminds us that sometimes the best response to trash talk isn't more words. Sometimes it's just a perfect left hook. Next time someone mistakes your silence for weakness, remember Manny Pacquiao. Remember that the most devastating weapons often make no sound until they land. What's your favorite moment from Pacquiao's war against boxing's biggest mouths? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell. This is Punch Club, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.